Is your Subaru down on power and you're not sure what the problem is? This is part 2 of our fixing a low-powered Subaru. If you have not seen our other video, you might want to watch that because we will cover the troubleshooting and diagnostic process to kind of narrow down what you think the problem might be and help you decide what it actually is. Today we are doing part 2 of that repair. So I'm here underneath the car. This is the front of the car looking back to the back there. You can see that I have no exhaust pipe right there. And up here, if I look towards the front, I have the factory header with a small catalytic converter. And you can see that where the other catalytic converter was is now missing. Now that's because it's over here. Now this was plugged up pretty badly and it was making it so that the car was very, very low on power. In fact, it barely drove at all. But you see, my problems didn't end there. I actually cut that cat out and I've been driving the car around for the last couple of weeks. I've even taken it out to the ice drifting track so that we can do some sweet drifting action, which you've seen in other videos already. But as I've been driving it kind of to work and back, I realized that I'm still down on power. See, I didn't know that Subarus were supposed to be gutless, and I thought, you know, this probably isn't normal. I think it's still low on power. It was so bad that I had a hard time accelerating up to highway speeds when I was trying to get on the highway. So I decided that it's probably still a little bit broken. And I've purchased this, which is a flexible exhaust pipe, which will allow us to essentially straight pipe the exhaust where the old catalytic converter was cut out from. But I need to go and bang out the insides of the smaller catalytic converter first and then clear that out before we get to this. So let's go do that first. So the first thing we're gonna need is something like this. It's just a metal hollow rod. You can get these at Home Depot. They're not that expensive. You don't need one this big, but you just need something that can actually bend up and around the corner. I'll show you what that looks like as we climb underneath the car. So we're under the car looking forward. This is the catalytic converter. It's still kind of warm because I actually drove the car here. But what we wanna do is be able to shove this bar inside there. And you can see there's not a lot of room to do that. I want to just bend a little hook on it. We're going to stick this in and then go like that. And then hopefully that reaches around the corner now. So let's see if you guys can see up in here. I'm gonna go like this. Try to light it up. It's hard to get a light and a camera in the same space at the same time. So that's about the best shot I can get of the inside honeycomb inside this small catalytic converter. Now I know this is not a flattering shot of me, but bear with me here. So what I need to do is bang out a lot of that honeycomb. I thought I had done a better job of banging out the honeycomb, but it seems like I have a lot more to go. Now the car is driving a lot better just with that little bit banged out, but using this bar, I should be able to bang out enough to actually have a straight through clear part of the exhaust so that it'll be free flowing through this catalytic converter. It should be noted, if your state has emissions laws, banging this out is highly illegal, and this will also create a check engine light due to bad O2 sensor readings. So the proper way to fix this would be to remove this header, get a new one that has the catalytic converter, and put it in properly. In my province, we do not have emissions laws. We don't have any testing. So I can do this and it's 100% legal in my province. So this is not an illegal modification here, but it might be highly illegal in the place where you live. So you would need to check your local laws. So I'm gonna bang out as much as I can and clear out as much as I can, and then we'll have another look inside that hole. So we've banged a bunch of it loose, but it's all collecting in there. So I'm gonna go start the car and blast out whatever I can that's in here. Now it's definitely flowing a lot better. I'm going to see if I can bang a little bit more out. Tools I've been using have been this really long screwdriver right here, this clutch pulling tool from a Polaris razor, and you guys already saw this hook that I made out of this piece of aluminum tubing. The tubing I've been using more to scrape it than anything, but it's just hard to get in and around that corner, so I'm not going to be able to clear the whole exhaust out, which is probably not a bad thing, because the catalytic converter might function enough to make the O2 sensor still function properly. Now that the rest of the junk is blown out, it's time to attach our exhaust connection kit. Now this is the kit that I have put together. It consists of a 2¼ inch ID by 2-inch ID adapter. That's because this pipe right here that came off of the catalytic converter has a 2-inch opening, but the exhaust for the rest of the car is 2¼ inches. This will go on that catalytic converter, then we'll go to this flex tube, and then we'll go to this adapter, and then we'll go to the factory exhaust. So this will couple it all together. All these are clamps to just clamp everything together. So I'm going to show you what this will look like as I pre-assemble it. So here's the thing. A really smart guy would have measured twice and bought something once. I told you that it was actually a 2¼ inch inside diameter. It turns out it's actually a little bigger than 2¼ inches that you need. So I'm going to use my handy Sawzall to cut some notches in here to open this up so it'll go around the other exhaust pipe. You might want to get one size up from this, or hope that your adapter fits a little bit better than mine does. So if you weren't sure what I meant a minute ago, this is what I meant here. So you can see how I've just kind of cut it, and now when I look down, it's flared out, so it will fit over top of the pipe that's a little bit bigger. It's actually not that it's a pipe size issue, it's that when I cut it, I actually cut it on the bend, on the corner. If you cut it on the straight part, this adapter probably would have fit for you. So it doesn't work for me because I'm on a bend, and it gets a little bit bigger when you bend a pipe. So this will fit on, and then that clamp will hopefully fit on after, but I'm gonna go fit this in. It does fit nicely, so I'm gonna slap this in, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Now the install is like 90% done. I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now, and then we'll talk about it. So this is the engine side of the car. That's just a 2 1/8 inch flex tube clamped right onto the pipe. Then we go down to this end, and you can see our adapter going onto the angle. Now you can see that I've got those notches there, those cuts. I have a welder, so I'm actually going to weld those up and then weld it right onto the existing pipe. I will leave the clamp because that's the best way to actually clamp these things on. You want to make sure those clamps are nice and tight. This now has a flexible section that connects the full exhaust. There are a few holes and leaks, which is fine. It's not going to sound great right now. We'll have to seal it up with the welder, which is a job for another day. Our holes here from our troubleshooting will also need to be sealed up, which again, we'll do that another day. Today, I just wanted to get it mostly plugged up, fire it up, and see how good this thing sounds. So that means it is time to fire it up, and this will be the first time that any exhaust has gone out the tailpipe of this car in a very long time. So we'll put the camera right at the back. You can hear it fire right up. And there we go. We got some exhaust. So now that it's fired up and running, you can hear that I have some exhaust leaks there. That's not great, but it's still better than what it was. We're gonna take it for a quick test drive, make sure that I have not noticed any more of a loss of power. So let's go for a quick test drive. So we're gonna try and drive a standard with one hand. We're just gonna go through the alleys, I think. I'm mostly worried about my neighbors. They don't really like the noise of the car firing up in the morning. Oh yeah, it's fixed. It's fixed, I can tell. Yeah, that's much, much better. It's mostly quiet. When I step on the gas in second gear, I can actually accelerate, which I couldn't do before unless I had super high revs. Watch this. I'm gonna start on a hill in second gear. So here I am on a bit of a hill. I don't know if you guys can see this. And, oh yeah. Way better. Way, 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 way better. Most of the exhaust gases will be going out the tailpipe instead of fumigating me inside the car. Once I weld those pieces back together, then it'll be a whole lot better. And it'll get rid of all those exhaust leaky sounds as well. And that's it. The car finally has all of the power back that we expected. The exhaust a little bit quieter, so my neighbors over there, they'll be a little bit happier when I have to start the car in the morning to go to my real day job. So it'll be a little bit quieter. I will go back and finish those welds up a little bit later when I have some more time. I promise I'll get to it. But if you are experiencing low power on your Subaru, doesn't matter which engine, but it's a very common problem for those catalytic converters to get plugged. So this is an easy, cheap way to fix it up and get a little bit of a cool sound at the same time. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.